It's preparing the stream. Hello, thank you for joining us today for the Poetry Month open mic featuring DPS students and educators. For the Poetry Month open mic featuring DPS students and educators. This is our first virtual open mic event to celebrate National Poetry Month in 2021. I'm Heidi Perez, a secondary literacy integration specialist here at Durham Public Schools.
Hello, everyone, and I'm Dr. Sharon Griffith, and I am a secondary literacy integration specialist here at Durham Public Schools, and we welcome you to our first 2021 Poetry Open Mic.
And we are going to go ahead and get started. The first poet that we are going to share with you today is, her name is Ayanna Albertson. She's a Hillside High School graduate, and right now she is the #2 woman slam poet in the world. She is going to share with us a poem called Insecurities, but she couldn't be here with us today live because she is actually in Dallas, Texas, competing in the Women of the World Slam Poetry Competition again this year, like right now as we speak. The competition is going on, but she really wanted to be able to share with us today. So we're going to share her poem called Insecurities via video. My apologies, I'm fixing the audio. And we'll try that again.
Hello students, my name is Ayanna Albertson. I am a North Carolina native and a graduate of the lovely Hillside High School in Durham. I am a spoken word poet, a writer. I enjoy just using the art of storytelling to be able to express myself and to amplify the voices of other people. I started doing poetry, honestly, in middle school, the age of some of you all right now. I actually wanted to be a rapper, and I was kind of rapping about things my mom may not have been approving of. So I said, maybe I shouldn't rap. Maybe I should just do some poetry instead. And I started to venture into writing. I've always loved writing, and I've always loved music, and I've always loved rhythm. And that's kind of how I found my sound and my voice in spoken word poetry. Actually, right now, I'm in Dallas, Texas, about to compete in the national the Women of the World Poetry Slam, and it usually consists of 96 of the best slam poets in the world. Last year, I was fortunate enough to win second place, and so currently I am the second best woman slam poet in the world, and that's awesome. That's something that's so gratifying, and it's something that I worked hard for. And I'm just here to tell you guys, like, if you love to write, if you love to just tell stories, even if you love music, we're all poets. We all have something to say. We all have something that, necessary. And, in a day in social media, where social media is so big and so influential, I encourage you to just be a voice. Be one part of the positive change that could help make this world a better place. We know that there is a lot of things that are going on that are heavy for a lot of us, but we're here to give voice to those problems and give voice to those people, and that's what I'm here for. This poem I'm going to do, it's called Insecurities. It's a very short poem, but it's about, really feeding ourselves with self-love. That's what we need, right? So I hope this speaks to you. It's called Insecurities, a play on the word insecurities, but Insta because Instagram. And we all know we tend to have high expectations of ourselves, and we tend to have the pressure of being perfect, right? But it's okay to not be perfect. And that's what this poem is about. So here it is. The other day, a little girl told me I was pretty, and I believed her. That night, the mirror did not confirm her compliment. There is something to be said about how we view our own bodies, how a stranger's words can make a liar of low self-esteem, yet your own assurance makes you feel like a liar. These days, I scroll more than I post. Stare at my pictures till they all turn ugly. Decide not to upload any of the anxiety one gets. After uploading a pic, hoping to see the many likes of approval appear on the screen, you see, it's not as it used to be. You see, I miss the old days. Back when my hair didn't have to be laid, body didn't have to be snatched, eyebrows weren't on fleek. A time in history when we posted pics for fun and not perfection. When acceptance was an internal thing, how sad that I'm only learning to love the edited parts of me. You see, when the little girl told me I was pretty, it made me smile. As if my ears detected something they hadn't heard in a while, and I am working on that. On seeing myself the way others do, on loving my appearance and demanding my mind to respect that decision and not caring if society respects that decision, on loving myself more, one less filter at a time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayana. I know you couldn't be with us here today, but thank you so much. Next, we'll have Miss Sonia Marquez. Miss Marquez is an assistant principal at George Watts Elementary School here in Durham, and she will perform the poem in both Spanish and in English. Arbol Adentro, A Tree Within by Octavio Paz.
Good afternoon. My name is Sonia Marquez. I am so excited to be here with you all. I chose the poem or the poet Octavio Paz for many reasons. Because of his origin from Mexico, I also have ties to the country. He also has deep indigenous roots. And my family traced our lineage to indigenous Mexicans as well. Due to our indigenous connections, we have a deep relationship with nature and earth and elements and spirits. And so a lot of his poems deal with those themes and have a lot of topics relating to nature and natural elements and spiritual elements. Octavio Paz is one of the most famous Mexican poets. He also was a political activist and came from a very prominent family. He only passed away in the late 90s, and a very short 5 years before he passed away, he won the Nobel Prize in Literature. That was in 1990, and he passed in 1998. So this is Octavio Paz. I'm going to be reading it in English first. All of his poems have been were written originally in Spanish and have been translated into English. Here's the English version, A Tree Within. In my forehead grew a tree. It grew inwards. Its roots are veins, its branches, nerves. Its tangled foliage are thoughts. Your looks light it up, and your fruits of shadows are blood oranges, are flaming pomegranates. Day breaks in the night of my body, within, in my forehead, the tree speaks. Come closer. Can you hear it? Árbol adentro. Creció en mi frente un árbol. Creció hacia adentro. Sus raíces son venas, nervios sus ramas, sus confusos follajes pensamientos. Tus miradas lo encienden y tus frutos de sombras son naranjas de sangre. son granadas de lumbre. Amanece en la noche del cuerpo, allá adentro en mi frente, el árbol habla. Acércate, ¿lo oyes? Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Marquez. Next up, we are going to have one of our educators, one of our DPS educators share with us. Her name is Ms. Letitia Johnson, and she is a kindergarten teacher at EK Poe, and she's going to share an original poem. Ms. Johnson?
I'm so excited to be here. All right, the title of this piece is Color by Number. Here we go. Sometimes I feel as if my life is a color by number painting, all planned out, numbers and colors strategically placed to create this perfect picture. Number 1 is the beginning of me. The color of my skin tone, brown or tan, maybe even tumbleweed, whatever it is you may see. Number 2, it's supposed to be blue, to paint the sky so beautiful for you, but you mess up and use red instead, leaving a stain on your perfectly blue sky. Now it'll never be the same. I know, insane, but that's the name of the game. You must follow the instructions to paint every tree the same old green, the color of pine. But what about me? What about mine? What if I decide to be different, to be free, to paint the trees whatever color I want them to be, to disrupt the stillness and the interpretation of what you see as correct or as perfect as can be? And who's the judge? Is it you or is it me? My perspective is just as important as the next. If I see skies of purple mixed with hues of blue and pink and sometimes a little yellow too, trees painted gray and black to represent exactly where I am, stuck in the shadows of others, lost in the woods, but at times purposely using that space to hide so that I can stop to think and analyze what I'm feeling inside. So instead of coloring by number, I perfectly paint outside of the lines to create what is original, what is me, the images that allow me to be free, no restrictions, just pure creativity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. And next we have one of our wonderful students, Shanice Jackman from Jordan High School, and her poem is Mixed. Go ahead, Shanice.
I am mixed. I am a mixed racial wonder of sorts, pieced together by two beautiful human beings. I am beautiful. I am gripped by one hand by society, trying to rip away from the color of my skin. On the other hand, I am gripped by my family, my roots telling me it's okay to be too racist, that it's okay to accept yourself. My left leg is being gripped by society and the census boxes that tell me what I'm not. My right leg is being gripped by my fear, the fear of being brave and strong and all that goes with who I am and meant to be. I am pulling my own strings, for I am the puppeteer of my reality. Strings and strands tangle my tree-growing limbs and roots, keeping me from speaking and singing the voices of my people. For I am being choked with the civil words, and I am forced to speak with a gun pointed sharply to my head. I am strong. I am strong, independent, built and created from lava stone boulders and iron steel molded together with a fiery spirit. I am an old willow tree, rooted in my intertwining ancestry, twisting and turning in the long path of what created me. When I walk with purpose, chin up, head raised, chest proud, with a little strut in my step. Mama says I have an old soul and a bright mind. Mama is right about me. I got the bright smile from my dad, the silky feeling hair from my mom, and I got the heart from both of them. I am mixed. I am an assortment of different shades of black and white. I am the oil and society is the water. I refuse to mix and blend in the crevices of what puts me down. I am too white to be black and too black to be white, but I am never too mixed or too proud or too strong. I am a strong mixed black woman who holds 3 flags in both hands, the flag of Germany, the flag of Trinidad, the flag of the LGBTQ community. I am everything unique and everything different. I am mixed.
That was awesome, Shanice. Thank you so much. We are going to hear one more poem from Ms. Letitia Johnson from EKPO, and she is going to share her poem, Light. Ms. Johnson?
All right. This poem is titled Light, and as I told them before, for some crazy reason, I wanted to do this little intro. So bear with me while I carry this tune in my back pocket. Okay, so we're gonna do that really quickly. All right. Let your light shine on me. Let your light shine on me. Light. Everyone wants to be the light that shines so bright for everyone to see, where there's no chance of mistaken identity because everyone knows who you are and even who you used to be. Shining brighter than the northern lights, brighter than a shooting star across the darkest night. But even when your light is shining so bright and there are no worries in sight, don't forget what's wrong and what's right. Use your light to shine for those who can't fight, for the mother who can't feed her kids, for the father who's trying the best that he can, yet he's still too proud to ask for a helping hand, for the sick who can't speak for themselves, for those who don't have the money so they neglect their own health, and even for those that may have wealth, but there's still something missing within themselves. Let your light shine bright until it can't shine anymore, because one day your light won't shine as brightly as it did once before. But are you prepared for what's in store? A burning log only lasts for so long. What will you do when the sun sets and all your daylight is gone? When the burning candle finally extinguishes itself? When your light has dimmed and is no longer shining as bright as can be, what will people remember? What will people see? Let your light shine bright, near and far, but never ever forget who you really are. I am a light. Peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson. I want to give a special thanks to all of our participants today, Ms. Marquez from George Watts Elementary, Ms. Letitia Johnson from EKPO, and of course, our lovely Shanice Jackman, who I'm sure gave everyone listening cold chills. I know I had cold chills. I do want to say a special thank you to Shanice. In gratitude for sharing your voice with us and our whole DPS community. You gifted us with your poetry, so I'm going to gift you with a copy of Amanda Gorman's book, For the Hill We Climb, of her inaugural poem from 2021. And so I'll get this to you this week. Okay?
Thank you so much. It means a lot.
I'm excited to give it to you. Mask on, porch drop. Before we go today, I'd like to, oh, wait a minute, why aren't my slides coming up? Try that again. Before we go today, I want to remind everyone that we are having these events each Wednesday this month. We are going to celebrate poetry all month, and DPS students, alumni, and educators are encouraged to use the link at the bottom of the slide to register to participate. I want to thank our participants this week for being brave enough to go first and share your voices and your love of poetry with us. And as we say goodbye today, I want us to take a moment to send some love to our own Ayanna Albertson. In Dallas. She's competing at the Women of the World Slam competition. And so if I could, Sharon, Miss Dr. Griffith, turn your camera.
I'm here.
Okay. So in slam poetry, to send love and good vibes to the poet on stage, getting them ready if they're having a tough time, maybe they're nervous like some of us were today, we rub our hands together like this. we do that because we don't want to interrupt their poetry or their thought, but we want to send them love and energy. So let's send Ayana some love and energy. And if you're watching from home or your office or listening from your car, send Ayana some love all the way down in Dallas, Texas. I want to thank you for joining us again. And we will sign off for today. Celebrate poetry all month, y'all.
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Next week.
Thank you.